Hi, good evening, Bhante and all Kayana with us. Sukihoto. I'm Brother Rim and welcome to the Sutta discussion, day 44, and Bhante Dr. Gangodawila Chandima. Tonight we are going to discuss the 19th section of Sigalovada Sutta. Sigalovada Sutta is the fourth sutta from the total of 10 sutta that have been chosen by Bhante Chandima for this discussion. For those who have missed our previous classes, please check on Ti-Ratana Vihara Amanbadana Clan Facebook page and YouTube channel. We have uploaded the previous 43 classes there. The Sutta discussion Zoom class is always open. Therefore, whoever that wish to join the class where we can engage directly with Bhante and contact us on Ti-Ratana Vihara Amanbadana Clan's Facebook Messenger, and we are welcoming newcomers. Now, please allow me to introduce our speaker. Bhante Dr. Gangodawila Chandima currently is a senior advisor at Sutta, Canada, a virtual Dharma organization that helps beginners as well as expert students in learning Dharma in variety ways. You can check the Sutta with the link www.patisotta.blogspot.com. Many people are interested in Dhamma Pariyasana, Sutta most acclaimed interview series, which Bhante conducts on regular basis. In 2015, Bhante Dr. Chandima earned a PhD in Buddhist study from a University of Jayawardenepura in Sri Lanka. From 2012 and 2016, Bhante served as a Theravada Buddhist chaplain at the University of the British Columbia, Vancouver, Canada, and in 2016 was a research fellow at the Center of Religion and Society of the University of Victoria, British Columbia, Canada. Without further ado, we are welcome Bhante Dr. Chandima. Welcome, Bhante, and thank you for very much for tonight's talk. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you, Lynn, for the kind introduction. And Ariana is not well today. I hope that she's getting well soon. And yeah, welcome back, everybody, for the discussion day 44. As you can see, English translation 31, which means it's from the English translation doc, and it is the first part. And today we're going to be discussing a new section of responsibilities, moving from spouse responsibilities into friends and colleagues, right? I hope you all well, and without further ado, let's pay respect to the Buddha and then start. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavatu arahatu samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavatu arahatu samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavatu arahatu samma sambuddhassa. So we have Ariana, Lim, Kim, Bella, Calvin, Sabris, and probably some others might join as we proceed. Okay, so I think we have discussed almost how many sets of responsibilities: parents and children, teachers and students, and then spouses, husband and wife. So 3 sets, huh? So we are moving on to the 4th set, which includes friends and colleagues. Any questions so far before we move on to this section? I think some of you were not in some other session. So if you have any questions, let's make them clear and then move on to regular topic. Any questions so far about the responsibility? Yeah, tell me. Go ahead.
But for aunts and uncles or relatives, where do we put them actually?
Uncles and relatives.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a great question. So we have, so I would say parents and children, they have, I mean, those uncles and aunts, they have their own children. So that's for them. Teachers, they are different category. Spouses, different category. Friends, different category. Friends and partners. So I would say that, anybody who is not your mom, dad, your spouse, your teacher, and they all can fall into friends and partners, because they all become friends at the end of it, right? If there are friends, I mean, your friends at work, friends, at other events, so they all become friends at the end. Set to say that how to take care of your mother-in-law and father. But I think what do you call in the spouse, in the wife responsibilities, there were some couple of them take care of their mother-in-law and their father-in-law, but in terms of you as I would say husband, and then you can treat them as friends. I mean, and then I think the responsibility we are going to talk about today, they are really relevant. Other relatives who are not very much close to you, uncles, aunts, in-laws, so on and so forth. So let's put them here, because the rest of the responsibilities are about employers and employees. And what else? 6 directions. So we have done 3. This is the 4th one. And the 5th one is going to be employee and employee relationship. And then the monastics and devotees, right? So then you don't find anything for other relatives. So I would say friends, definitely. You might not think that, okay, friends, how come? My uncle, aunts, and others can be friends. Only by understanding the specific responsibility, you will understand to know that, okay, this is going to work for them. Right? So let's think that way. Okay, so let's see screen. I hope you can see now. Can all of you see? Okay, I hope so. So we are supposed to study here. Yeah. It's okay. Yeah. Metta Macha. So I would say Metta means friends, Macha, I would say colleagues, right? So we have an English class over here. It's gonna be, I would say, here. Yeah. It's gonna be northern direction. So who would like to read? More here. Yeah, give me a second. Okay. So who would like to read? I know you read by yourself, but yeah.
You can read, Bhante.
Would you like to try? Oh, somebody want to try. Okay, who's that?
Kim.
Kim, yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Panchahi ko gaha pati puta ta nehi kula putina utara disa mitam macha pachu danina piyava jena.
1 second. Danina. Danina.
Danina Peyavajena Atachariyaya Samanataya Avisamvadanataya.
Great. Yeah, it's pretty short. Very short, pretty simple, pretty
Yeah.
straightforward. So it's easy to understand. But there are also 5 responsibilities that we have to do for other people. Let's say you are a friend of somebody, so you are supposed to. Now you might sort of get confused with others that we did. We did 8 friends before. Remember, those are just to understand the friends, right? Those are just to characterize, I would say, understand who these friends are. But here, these are the responsibilities that we are supposed to, right? So this is something that is very, I would say, very inclusive, so that we can understand that this is a bigger picture. This is the bigger picture that we need to play in terms of other friends, or I would say colleagues. Let me read 2. Panchahi ko Gahapati Putta Thani Kulaputrena Uttara Disa Mitta Macha. Why you can't say Mitta Macha? Mitta Macha. Why we can't say Mitta Macha? When you say Macha, then it will become fish, F-I-S-H in Pali. Now here we say Micha. Don't make emphasis over there. Micha. If you put another H before R after double C, it will become fish. You don't want to say fish, friends and fish. So kind of okay. It's going to be friends and colleagues. Matcha means just matcha, not matcha. Mitta matcha. Pachu pattha. That means empathize. Danena. These are the list of 5. Number 1, Danena. Number 2, Peyavajena. Number 3, Attha Chariyaya. Number 4, Samanataya. Number 5, Avisangvadanataya. When you read Pali a little bit slow, you will get to that point. Samanataya. Avisangvadanataya. Okay. Now, somebody can read English. Translation. So here, it's going to be here, 31. Salis, would you like to read? Okay. 31. Could you unmute your mic, please?
Okay. The 5 way should friends and colleagues has the northern direction be respected by generosity, kind words, active welfare, impartially and honest, and friends.
Okay, yeah,
colleagues.
that's it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, only that to that level, honestly. So the rest will connect to the next one.
Okay.
Colleagues. Thank you. Okay, so point of discussion is over here. Now let me translate a bit to you. Pancha means 5, Gahapati means householder. Tani means what do you call ways. Kulaputtena householder. Uttara is northern direction. Uttara means northern. How many directions have we done so far? What direction does the relationship between parents and children represent? Eastern, that is eastern direction. Then what about the teachers? What direction does the relation between teachers and students represent? Southern direction. Then What direction does the relationship between spouses represent?
Western.
Western direction. Now we are going to the northern direction. It's like, circling around. And then what will happen to us? We have no directions after that. Eastern, then southern, western, northern. What are the other two directions?
Lower.
Yes.
Lower.
So it's gonna be further down, and then further up. Right? Above the northern, then below the southern. Okay. Uttara. Uttara means northern. Disa means direction. Mitta macha. Once again, let's pay attention to that. Mitta macha. Mitta macha means, I think you have the document over here. Mitta means friends, and macha means colleague. And then pachu patha tabba should be empathized. Probably serve them. Probably you must fulfill. Pachu patha tabba means that you should be able to empathize with these ways. Activities. Number one, but before that, let me ask you something more. I probably think that we don't have another place to discuss that. Mitta macha. Now, the word mitta, very interesting. Now, a lot of people translate metta. What is that? Metta. What is metta? Metta. What does metta mean?
Ada.
It's a pretty popular word.
Loving kindness.
Metta. Yeah, that's one of the very popular ways of translating this word called metta. Are there any other translations for the word metta? Metta is in Pali. Are there any other words that you may have found out, come across for the Pali term called metta? Or is it on loving kindness? There are a bunch of other translations. One translation is benevolence. This is another English translation. Another translation is friendliness. Loving kindness, benevolence, friendliness. Are there any other translations? There are some other people who are trying to think these words different. There could be other translations, Okay. Other bunch of translations. Like they are very common, but loving kindness is the most famous one. And then benevolence and friendliness. So, how do we translate a Pali word? Should we just go by literal sense? Should we go by the bigger meaning of that particular Pali term? How are we supposed to translate a Pali word? Can I just give what I just think about that Pali word? We have a way to translate, especially from the Pali language. We can't translate just because we want to translate the way I want or we want, right? Now, what is metta? How does metta, convey the meaning? Metta comes from mitta. So this particular Pali word mitta comes from the I would say the root noun called mitta. It is said that mitta sabhavu metta. That means being friendly is metta. Okay. So that means friendliness may be a better term. I would say it is the most correct one, but it is closer to the idea of metta. Right? Now, the problem arises when we struggling to give the meaning to some relationship, status, right? Now, when you say loving, the word loving kindness, I mean, how do you separate out this word, this noun, probably? There's love, there's kindness. Huh? How do we separate out these two English terms? It's kind of a hybrid term, right? Is it a hybrid term? Because we have meanings for love, we have meanings for kindness. Because kindness is karuna, right? Actually, kindness is the workable way of practicing compassion. Let's say when you are compassionate, then you are doing kind actions, kind acts. Then how come this kindness term has been, I would say, used as a hybrid term with love and then to mean this metta concept? That is a question only when we understand the literal and figurative meaning of the Pali word called metta. Metta, if metta comes from being friendly, then how does love and kindness going to work together? I mean, definitely they will be adding at a later point, but literally speaking, there is what you call this basic friendliness, right? This does not suggest that everybody who uses the word loving kindness is wrong or incorrect. They may have their sincerity. That could be that could be another way of looking at it. So we're trying to see mitta. Mitta is the fundamental context of metta. Okay, so if you look at the four Brahma Viharas, metta, karuna, mudita, upekka, then you get stuck if you use the loving kind, because there is karuna as the second step. Then if you know Pali, if you don't know Pali, you might not see this difference. But if you know Pali, karuna, it is a higher state than metta. Plus metta, you are friendly to you, you are friendly to everybody else. Karuna, it is a step higher than being friendly. You need to be friendly first. In order for you to be karuna, compassionate, then you need to know the particular event, at least in some more details. There we have two words, anukampa and karuna. Anukampa means empathy, karuna means compassion, the bigger version. Right? So and so forth. Then mudita or upekka, they are higher. Upekka is the highest quality in Buddhism. Upekka. Right? Very interesting. But we are not going towards there. But I was trying to tell you this word called mitta is the fundamental word for metta, right? Friendliness. Now, how do you understand you have metta? A good question, right? Is it because that you practice meditation in the morning, you wake up and may I be well, peaceful, may no difficulties come. May I always meet with success. May my family members, friends, teachers, be some enemies, and some, I would say, all living be well and happy. This is the usual way of practicing metta as a meditation, I would say, like a daily meditation. But how does it work in that? How do you know that you have metta? If you are somebody who are very friendly to yourself and to others, wherever you go, you can be friendly to any other people. Have you seen other people who going to wherever they go, they make troubles? They're going to be problem makers. Even if they talk a little bit, there is a problem because they don't know how to interact with others. They might say, I'm a very good person, I do a lot of good things, but you guys don't understand me, good guy, I'm a good lady. But something is wrong with you. That wrong thing is coming from that not being friendly. That is, you could do as a meditation, but in real perspective, metta means that you are able to understand yourself and other people. Wherever you go, you can easily interact with them in a very, very nice, comfortable, decent way. We are not going to do everything what they do, but You are able to say hi and bye, very comfortable, very nice to everybody. That is the basic nature of metta. The rest will come with karuna, mudita, with kindness. That's a process. Then if you are a friend, you should have metta as the fundamental foundation. Then macha means colleagues. Somebody from a group. Let's say you have a circle of inner circle, maybe outer circle of friends. Any questions? If not, we're going to move on to the list of the responses. Number 1. See, Dane. Dana came here. Is it that you have to go and do dana for your friends, your colleagues, everything? What does it mean? You're going to make some food. You're going to say, hey, this is dana from me. Is it that dana? Now we have to separate out the dana concept in Theravada Buddhism has different meanings and different contexts, in different contexts, at different places. What does dana mean here?
Generosity.
Dana, generosity. You don't need to go to a temple for being generous, right? Let's say there is somebody who is very poor, who has no money to give an adhan, who has a very tight budget, cut to bone budget. Like whatever the money you're getting will be gone at the end of the month. You have the paycheck. Like that kind of a life. Probably you can't do extra, right? Then such a person cannot practice dana. So that means Buddhism is only for rich people. Is it true? No, Buddhism is not for the rich people. For everyone. For all beings in the universe. Right? Let's talk about ways to practice generosity as a friend, as a normal being, without the need of spending a lot of money. But they are very important. They are very important. I wouldn't say that they are more important than the other one, but they are very important. Have you seen some families who take care of each other? Say, my husband takes care of me very well. He makes sure that I get everything. We have food on the table and children, family. And my husband says that I am also doing the same thing to him. There's a problem. He doesn't give me time to listen. He doesn't listen to me. When I raise something, he says, no, it's okay. He doesn't want to give his time for me. Giving time for someone is a generosity. Part of generosity, because you are giving your time to someone. Is it interesting? It is interesting because we are not normally, although we are doing our chores, our other things, big responsibilities, but we are sometimes not properly understanding very crucial, essential ways of being generous. Number 1 is time. Other things, now on top of that, I hear from many people who work with the elderly people, senior people, when a young person is going to work with them, probably as a healthcare worker, a lot of senior people have a story to share with somebody. But they don't need anything. They want to share something that happened to them in their lifetime. But what they say to those young folks, nobody wants to listen to me. I want to share this with you. And when you listen to that, it's not a big story. It's not a very, I would say, from the person who is listening. But it's a big story, like a very deep story to the person. That means he or she has not received the time from those people who were involved in his or her life. That means giving one's time is one of the very interesting ways of being generous. You might be able to support your people with a lot of things, but time is a very. And then what are the other ways? Like you don't need money for that, for being generous.
Service, Bhante.
Yeah. Service, volunteering, right? Yeah, volunteering. People might think volunteering is a waste of time, right? And there is the surface value understanding, but it's not. We learn a lot. And the happiness that you are creating, right? It's very important, right? Volunteer, giving our service to a non-profit place, charitable place, a temple, church, right? Wherever you can be a part. So service. What are the other ways of being generous? Now, what you know most is that you go to temple, offer dana, and come back, say, I'm generous, I'm a good devotee in the temple, right? Now I'm trying to show you that while you're doing dana, please do that, please continue, that is your way how you do it. But there are many other ways to think about this concept of generosity. Especially we can discuss this with the friends here. Sharing your knowledge. Is it a generosity? It is a generosity, right? Not many people would like to share their knowledge with others. There may be some issues. Now, I think Sadhir is once shared with us a story, right? Like, when you go to another country to educate people and they learn and then kick them out, some people are not grateful. Yes, it's true. That's what the Buddha said. Whenever you want to support someone, like let's say with your education, it is not bad to look at, the person, right? This is a normal thing, right? You're not gonna teach the wrong person, right? You're not gonna teach the wrong person, right? The good stuff. So we have to identify. But still, that's sharing the knowledge with a good person is generous. So volunteering, sharing our knowledge, especially giving our time to those people in our life. It's very important, because then you can minimize many problems if you listen. What are the other ways of being generous? Till you come up with an idea, let me tell you a story, Dhammapada story. There is a Dhammapada stanza, I can't remember, but I can remember the story barely. There was somebody who was giving dana to monks and nuns, probably. He's doing that every day. So he is of course certainly making a bunch of good karmas. But also he was giving dana to other people, poor people, those who are. Right? So at that time there was no GPS, right? People can't find house easily, right? No power also. So people come to the wrong house and then ask him, where is this person? Where is this guy? This house? Where is this house? Where there are food for free time. Then there was a man in this house, probably the household, the owner of this house. He always get asked by these people, where is this house? Yeah, that is the house. That is the house. So he was very happily showing that house. You know what happened? Sadly enough. So both people died. The real person who gave dana 3 times and the person who happily showed this house. The person who just showed the house was a higher deva. The person who gave dana was not a deva higher than him. Right? I mean, in terms of karma, we cannot just look at the activity with the things what happened after. But what happened at the end, actually, the person who showed the house had the least loba dosa more. But the person who was giving dana, as he has been giving dana for some time, what happened to him was that he was stuck into some of the benefits, rewards that he could get after some time. But this person was simply just showing he doesn't go to that house too. He was happily rejoicing what the other person is doing. Right? That means you should not be, it doesn't mean that you should not be generous. You should be generous. But Buddhism is all about the mind. It's all about the mind. It's not about $100 or $1,000. It'll be 100,000. Like, let's say you are a multimillionaire person and you can't do a dana like a person like a middle income family, right? Of course, then people look at you, so you have to do in your own. But there is a person, family, who can't even take care of their needs. So then he or she will do according to their budget. It doesn't matter how much you have. What matters is that while you give in dana, how much you can advance your mind. That is more important. Probably that 100,000 man cannot do that. Probably the one who is doing with least money can do it. Maybe vice versa. Maybe vice versa. What is important is how much can you progress your mind with the stuff that you are going to offer. Right? So these are very interesting points to understand, especially when we talk about friends, right? And the first thing is dana. You can see, dana is a very complicated topic because a lot of people take dana from a material perspective. Why is it people believe what they see? But Buddhism is something that you don't see, especially the essence of Buddhism is more psychological than physical. But still, we need the physical stuff, right? Because without the physicality, we can't do. We can't just figure out. We can't just understand what is our mind to. But the most important thing happens from the mind. Then, how does dana connect to a friend? Let's say you are a friend. How are you supposed to be generous to your friends? Now we talk about ways of giving dana without being very rich. Now there are other ways to give dana too. How do we do dana to our friends? Simple ways. You have lots of friends. You are probably helping each other, right? How do we practice dana? I mean, not among the sangha or between us and sangha, but among our friends. How do we do that? We can give our time to them whenever needed. But there is a disclaimer: don't waste your time. Some people, they waste their time when they go to help other people, listen to others, without wasting your time, without you putting in danger. Please do your generosity. Because there is a limit to everything. Everything has a limit. Right? Don't go over the limit. But certainly you can give your time. Maybe when your friends are struggling, you are going to listen to their story. Probably you could do something for that, if possible, right? That is one way. And then other ways, time. Yeah. Just come up with ideas. There may be ways that you are helping your friends with dana, right? Are you giving gift to your friends on their birthdays, probably their other events, anniversaries, maybe their other events? How are you practicing dana with them?
Loyalty, Bhante.
Loyalty.
Yes.
Yeah, loyalty is a very big thing. But otherwise, you are passing the information towards many other parties, right? That's a big problem in today's world, right? You hear something, you're going to pass it to somebody, right? So you are keeping the secrets, right? You are keeping, especially by keeping the secrets, you are looking at the progress of your friend, right?
And they offer help, give them services like if they're busy to fetch their children from school or to school, just give them the help.
Okay. Daily activities, giving your helping hand, daily activities. Are you sharing sometimes if you have some fruits in your garden, are you sometimes sharing with your neighbors or friends? Are you someone like that? You have a guava tree, if you have rambutan, I don't know what you have durian, I don't know, what do you have in your garden? You have a garden, right? You're not eating alone, right? You're thinking about others too, right? Are you?
I don't have fruit tree.
Okay, no problem. Yeah. How about others? It's a possibility, right? Because you are sharing, you are not eating alone, right? And then, okay, food. What about you may be sharing food also, right? When you have an event, you might be inviting your friends come over to your house, right? Then other things, if your friends need any assistance in terms of an idea, probably you might helping them over the phone, probably like that, right? So there are multiple ways of being generous, you know? So don't think that dana is not that you go to the temple and give food to the monk, right? If you take it from that time, you only think about your selfish next life only. What else? Or maybe you want to attain Nibbana. Well, you need those two, definitely. You need to attain Nibbana, you need to create more good karmas by giving dana. But for others, what are we doing for others? Right? So we should not forget about that part too. Right? Whenever possible, we're going to help other people. Right? So otherwise, we're going to be very selfish about our own liberation, our own Nibbana. Right? We don't care the people, whatever happens to them. That is why some people might say, now, what happened to the handicapped person? Their own karma, last life, they may have done something, that's why. So see how belittling that they are doing. Those no, whatever karma they did, but I'm going to be compassionate, kind to them. I don't care about their past karma, right? That is how a good Buddhist is going to think. If we're going to use karma to see everything all the time, definitely there may be a connection. But if we use karma to see every suffering, every happiness, then we might sometimes be doing something not good to others, especially when you are creating karma violence, especially. Right? Anyway, so dana is the first one. There's a saying in Pali, Dadan Mittani Ganta. Let me type that for you. I can't remember the exact location. Dadan. I can remember the place. I think this is Alavaka Sutta. Means okay, I don't want to translate now. I will translate after. Okay. Dadan Mittani Gantat. Mitta. Can you remember the story of Alavaka? Yeah. Can anybody remember Alavaka's story? Bella, any thoughts? Alavaka story. Alavaka. See, let me type that person. He's a demon, huh? Yakka. Alavaka. Yeah. Alavaka. He's a Yakka. What happened to Alavaka? There is a sutta called Alavaka Sutta. Alavaka was a powerful Yakka. The problem is translating the Yakka term. Some people say demon. I would say demon too. So harming. Some people wrongly translate demon to be Asura, another species, but let's say demon. So Alavaka once went to, probably he went to the headquarters of the Yakkas. Where is that? The headquarters of the Yakkas. Where is it? What's that place called? The head god of the Yakkas is the Vesavana, Kuvera. Okay? So his place is called, not a good place to think about, but at least we know the place then. Yeah, anyways. No, he's a part of Chatu Maharajika, but he has a separate place. Alakamanda. So anyways, then two other Yakkas told him, you know what, while you are here, Satagira Hemad, I think, Buddha went to your mansion, your palace. Really? Was very mad at him. He said, okay, let me finish my things over here and I go back. I'm going to do something really bad to the Buddha. Have you heard this story? Probably a little bit. So he went back. When he was going there, he saw that Buddha was talking to his wife, couple wives. Can any man bear that the Buddha is talking to wives without having any permission from the husband? But it happened. Anyways, then he was talking to his wives and he was very furious by it. How come you talk to my wives here? You trespass my mansion here, right? And then, okay, today I'm going to teach you a lesson, but in a proper way. I have some questions that nobody could answer. Especially these questions were not answered by anybody in my generational tree, family tree. My forefathers, nobody could answer. And I'm going to ask these questions from. If you can't answer, I'm going to throw you to the other end of the Chakkavala galaxy. The Buddha said, you can't do that. You can't do that to me, but I will answer in my own. But before that, he wanted to hurt the Buddha. He said, monk, you trespass my mansion, my palace, you gotta get out of my palace now. Okay, I'm gonna go out. He went out. Now come over here. So he was to make him a little uncomfortable. Okay. And then get out of my mansion, palace again. He came back. And third time also he asked the Buddha. The fourth time Buddha said, no, I'm not going to go. Then that was the time the Yakka said, Alavika said, no, I have questions. You can't answer. I'm going to flee to the other section of the other side of the galaxy. Because you know that the Buddhist analysis of cosmology has galaxies, universe, and the galaxies. So he was tracking that Buddha would be flung to the other side. Anyways, then one of the questions that the Yakka asked was that, how can we make friends? See, this is a good question, right? Katang mittani gantati. That was the question in part. Katang, how to, mitta, friends, gantati, make. What did the Buddha say? Dadang mittani gantati. By generosity, you can make new friends. Is it true? Yes. You can buy things, they are appropriate, then you can make friends. So Dhanena here clearly says that you can practice generosity as the first responsibility to keep your friends whole, to make new good friends, right? It shouldn't only limited to food. It is a bigger concept. Your time, your volunteering, services, your sharing of knowledge, and many things. Second, what's the second? Peya Vajjena. What is Vajjena? Word. Peya means sweet words, good words. What's in this translation here? This translation says kind words. The second responsibility is that you are having kind words with people. Are you someone who is always having kind words, or sometimes are you going to get grumpy or moody? Or you can't keep your what you call temper. What kind of person are you? Has anybody learned from any of your parents when you were very small or young time? I'm not saying you're old. Has anybody learned from your parents or your elderly people, elders in your family background, that be slow to anger? This thing. Has anybody taught you that? Anger is common, right? You can't talk about, hey, overcome your anger, overcome your anger. Anger is a big emotion, right? Rather than saying that, okay, yeah, we won't do that, anger is not good. But has anybody taught you, be slow to anger? That means don't take that option as the first thing. That's a very good advice if we can teach our kids. You may be angry when things don't go the way that you want, but be slow to anger. Don't be fast to anger. Anger is not the option, first option. Right? That means if you are slow to anger, that means you can be patient. Then the way you understand any event situation is very good. So you can easily talk kind words, right? That's very interesting. Kind words. That means if you want to actually do your second responsibility for your other friends or colleagues, the second thing is always talk kind words. Speak kind words. Are there times that we should be able to talk bad words too? Are we supposed to talk bad words? Maybe somebody might say, I have a friend that if I don't talk some bad words, he's not going to be okay today. Some little bad words, not going to hurt him, but some bad words. Otherwise, he's not in control. Any
Bhante,
thoughts? Yeah, please. Go ahead.
is it any possible that the word is bad but intention is good?
It's like that, I'm going to slap you, but I love you. You slap, I love you. What is that slap for? Just in case. Well, there are maybe situations like that. Yes, because we are not always dealing with normal situations. Especially when you talk about your kids. Your voice may be a little high, but your intention is to protect them, right? Yeah. But if you can minimize...
But how about what was our word is good, our intention is good, but the result is bad?
Yeah, then your plan is not good. Right?
Okay.
It didn't go well, right? That means
Alright.
the idea is not gonna go well, probably, right? I think there are... Okay, let's take the Buddha. The Buddha had to deal with good people, bad people, good and bad people. If you take Angulimala, the way how he approached Angulimala is very different, right? How we contacted him. And there was a monk called, what was his name? There were a couple monks for whom that Buddha did not like the way how they acted. So he used a word called Moga Purisa, empty person. Right? That is a very bad word in Pali, especially if you know Pali. Okay. Now, say for instance, if somebody told you, you are an empty person, that hurts you a lot. Am I empty? Right? That hurts you a lot. Rather than somebody says bad words to you, you are empty. You have vanity. You have nothing. You are not worthy. That hurts us a lot, right? So Buddha used that word, but he used for certain people, but with this kind of compassion. So they understand. For us, we know that we deal with different people. So our normal way of treating everybody should be very kind. Right? We don't need to be unkind. But if you think there is a certain person who cannot be tamed easily, then you have to find out a better way to deal with that person. That better way has to be a very customized way that you should. Because nobody would like to hear bad words. I don't think nobody, even a dog, even a cat, you can feel it. When you talk to them like in a rough way, right? So for your children, you might go to certain ways if you know that this is going to work for them, right? But because I heard from somebody, she was saying to me that my father never even hit me, spanked me, but my mother, yeah, sometimes when we do some mischievous stuff when we were small days, she spanked my legs when I was small, but my father never did that. That impression is so good to her. Like, now the fathers are a little bit rough to the children, but my father never did that. I really love him because See the feeling nowadays. This is a story probably in early 90s. Yeah, I mean, there may be certain ways that parents might do, but never ever try to hurt anybody. Your words have to be naturally good words, kind words. But if those kind words don't work, find a better way to deal with them, not going too bad for them. Does it make sense? Yeah. So you have to find out that better way. I can't say this is the better way, but the better way is that you first try to practice the normal way, kind, very kind. But if you think that there is somebody who is not going to be responding to kindness, then you have to find out a better way to deal with the situation, but not to take that unkind path right away. There may be certain ways to do that. Let's take an animal. There's a very, I would say, furious dog. Nobody is going to go closer to him. How does somebody, especially an animal lover, somebody, probably an animal playing person, going to get in touch with that dog? How do they do that? They're going to get in touch with that dog slowly, trying to show that, no, we're going to take care of you. Giving that impression to the dog or cat. We're not going to hurt you. But slowly creating that connection with that animal. Then finally, he understands it or she understands it. Right? That means the people who we think cannot be tamed, dealt with, there are different other ways that we can follow for them. Not take that rough option as the primary. Any comments for this second responsibility? Because you are supposed to talk to your friends in a very nice, friendly way. Try to be always kind, then so your words are going to be kind. Any thoughts? So what is paya? Paya means kind. Then vajja means words. Paya vajja. Okay, it's and the third responsibility is Attacharya. What is Attacharya? Attacharya. What is Atta in Pali? Now I'm going to sort of confuse you a little bit, just to find out something whether you. There are two types of Attas in Pali. This Atta and this Atta. Okay. This Atta means. What is this Atta? This is self. This is welfare. Atta and Atta. So Atta here means welfare or well-being. Charya means act. Welfare act. Or I would say act of well-being. That means as friends, you are supposed to always look for the well-being of your other friend, colleague. Does this happen in our normal society since our childhood? Let's say you are a student with other students, bunch of students. Are you conscious that your friends are really thoughtful about your progress with your studies? Supposed to, right? School grades, university, jobs, right? Yeah, so it's a very, I would say it's a very good virtue if you have. Because we are not going to compare us to our friends. I have my own way, they have their own. You should not be worried about. Why are people so worried about others? Why are they complicating this issue? Other people progress? Because they're going to compare them to us, them to them. You don't need to. I go on my way. They go on there. You are not doing something like, hey, grace you. You're not doing that. I go on my own one. You go on your one. Right? Right? Comparison is not good all the time. It might be okay to understand, but it might not be okay to practice. Just be driven by the comparisons, right? People are driven by the comparisons. So, Atta means ATTA means self. Artha means welfare or well-being. That means as a friend, you are supposed to always think about, while you are looking at your well-being, you also look at your friends' well-being. You are not going to do anything bad for their well-being or welfare. Any comments about it? Attacharya. What if we put that first attacharya, then your own well-being? All right, so that is self, self-welfare, right? But here artha means well-being, charya means it acts. So you should be able to think about others. What is another good word for this? We can take from the Brahma Viharas this time. Metta, Karuna, Mudita. Mudita. What is mudita? Yeah, what is mudita?
Sharing the joy of others, Bhante.
Sharing the joy of others. Can you
When-
explain a little bit?
Mudita.
Yeah.
Yeah, that means you share the joy of their achievement, accomplishment. Instead of jealous, but you share with them. You sort of like sharing the joy of their success or whatever they have achieved. Is that mudita?
Yeah, I'm asking a cross question from you again. I mean, how do you take it? How do you take other person's accomplishment, success?
Congratulate them
Okay? Congratulate them.
and be happy for their achievement. Happy for them.
Yeah, that is. Yeah. Any other ways of looking at mudita? What does mudita simply mean? Simple questions, huh? Very simple questions. Very basic questions.
Sympathetic joy.
Sympathetic joy. Altruistic joy. Mudita simply means being able to be happy when other people succeed. Being able. Interesting, huh? Being able to be happy. So I'm able to be happy when other people succeed. I can say, hey, congratulate. I say, yeah, you are the guy. Shrug off, But am I really happy from within? Right? Am I really happy from my within? Question. That is the bottom line. So mudita simply means being able to be happy when other people succeed. My friends, those I know. Yes, of course you have to congratulate. Of course you have to comment on their achievements, probably on social media, probably on other places, on email. But within me, if I can't be, then I'm struggling within my. If Buddhism is mental, mind-based thing, right? It's not just physical. Mudita. So here, welfare, Attacharya means you have that mudita within you. So on top of that, you are going to help out your other friends. Right? I think I already shared with you a very funny story from Sanskrit. Sometimes these friends going to make a big problem to us, especially remember the black snake story. I think I shared with you many sessions ago. There's a story. This could be a fictional story. There was a bird, and then she is giving birth to other birdlings. But every time she is giving birth, then what happened? There's a black snake somewhere in the tree coming up, and you're gonna swallow all the eggs. But this was really bad to her, Every time she's giving birth, this black snake coming up and then swallowing. So one day she found one of her friends. I probably think he's an iguana. Not iguana. Mongoose. Yeah, probably a mongoose. You know, because mongoose have a problem with snakes. So it's a eternal enmity between cobras. So she told this problem to him. He said, "Okay, don't worry, your friend will take care of it." So what happened with other mongoose? They went searching about the black snake and they killed the black snake. That story, big story probably. And then they went up in the tree and they also ate the rest of the eggs of the birdling. The bird. Right? See, sometimes the friends might work differently. You have to understand. They help you and they can actually make issues to you too. Right? So, especially when you are going to think about others' happiness, you have to be very careful. You should not be a burden to them, but you have this real good intentions that you are going to be helpful. That is Atthacharya. That is going to be the third responsibility that you are going to do as a friend. The fourth one, Samanattatai. Samanattatai. What is Samanattatai? Samanattatai means, now here English translation goes as impartiality. Right? So Samanatta means that you take care of your friends as equal to you, right? So you probably, I would say, empathize, right? You are concerned about their happiness. You are concerned about their unhappiness, right? You are there for them for emotional pain, for their life, right? You are equally taking care of friends. Sometimes we cannot share all our issues with our friends, right? But if we have a good friend, we can share anything. Pretty good for us, whenever we are in pain, we are able to share with them. They are keeping the secrets. They are not sharing other people. They know us, right? So you are going to equally take care of. Also, the other meaning is that you are not discriminating your friends. Okay, you are not gonna discriminate. You have samanatta. Another word is equality, right? Equality. You have this equality. And also you have equity, equality and equity. Because sometimes the help that you are going to do could be different from others, right? Like, for example, women are given the maternity leave, but do men need the same maternity leave too? So then there should be equity, not the equality, So we are looking at different people and their needs. So addressing their needs differently. So equity, right? So equality, equity, that means you are concerned about your friends equally and with equity. So then you take care of all of them. Any questions about Samanattata? If you go to the Pali meaning, what is Samana? Equal. Attata means self. You treat everybody like you. Do we do that in our normal life? We are supposed to do like that as a person and in terms of other things too. Okay, the last one. That's a big word. Huh? That's a really, I would say, big word in terms of, many people might not understanding properly. Avisangvadana Thai. This word. Okay. Type that for you. Avisangvadana Thai. What's Avisangvadana Thai? Avisangvadana Thai means honesty. Okay. So there's another word called this. That means dishonesty. honesty, right? So being loyal, being honest, avisangvadana. I think the foundation of our friendships with others is fundamentally loyalty, honesty, right? If we keep our honesty with our friends, then definitely our friendships go really very well, right? But if somebody is going to stop being loyal, then there are a lot of problems coming up. Why can't people be honest all the time? There could be reasons, rewards. There could be rewards that such people are expecting. Maybe they have their character in the same way. They are boldly trying to, swindle, cheat other people, right? So that means Avisangvadantaya explains to us that our final fifth responsibility towards other friends or colleagues to be very important, probably the foundation of our friendship with others, that is not being dishonest, being very honest with. Okay, so these are the 5 responsibilities that you are supposed to practice as a friend to other friends or colleagues. Let me go over again. In 5 ways should friends and colleagues as a northern direction be respected. That is, Danena, generosity, Payabachena, kind words, Attacharya, acting for your welfare or well-being. Samanatapaya means having an equal mindset, I would say impartiality. And then Avisangvadana means honesty. So it's pretty clear that we need to be, I think for the most part, out of these 5 is about being generous, because kind words mean you are generous to us. And then Danena, definitely you are going to do something. Attacharya, also you are doing something for others. Then Samanataya, also you are doing something for other people. Then Avisangvadanataya, also something that you are doing for other people, right? Not for you. So all these come under generosity. If you look at it carefully, all these come from generosity. That means generosity is the bedrock, although the foundation is loyalty or honesty, but generosity is our practice wherever we go. So that you can be a good friend by doing your responsibilities. Okay, any questions or comments about this part? Because next Friday we're going to be doing responsibilities from colleagues. Yeah, Liana.
Bhante, I have a question. When people think Anumodana or Anumodami, is it considered as mudita as well, Bhante?
Anumodana or Anumodana, yeah. Is it considered as mudita? Okay, very good question. Now, okay, at the end of every ceremony, dana or dhamma talk or dhamma, when we do that, there is a part called Anumodana. What does Anumodana mean? Anu means according to. Modana means rejoice. I would say, sorry, Modana means being happy. So rejoice is the English term. That means you are looking, yes, the joy, but rejoice, you can revisit of what you have been doing. Yes. Now, let's say you are the person who did that dhamma, who was a part of that discussion, who was listening to that dhamma talk. Yes. So you've been creating a lot of good karmas. Now you have an opportunity to give those good karmas to devas, nagas, and mahinikas. In addition to them, other people, other friends. How could we do that? In 2 ways. One way is that visualizing, may all these good karmas go to my friends, my mom, dad, family, may they be well enough, Another way is, after this discussion, you talk to somebody. Today I learned something about friends. Do you know this before? I don't know, brother. I'm going to share this with 2 types of sharings, right? So this Anumodana simply means that you are giving good karmas as a way of, as a way of karma. But the second one is that it is a sharing, real sharing in your real life. So there are two ways to do that. But mudita simply means that you have the thought of benefiting others. Yes, mudita, because of mudita, you are doing that, right? Otherwise, you could say, why do I want to give these good karmas to other people, right? You are concerned about it. Yes, it's a part of mudita, direct ways of practicing. But Alina, the real mudita is how we can go with that challenge within us. Yes, at the end of the ceremony, we do that. Whenever we have time, we want to share our Dhamma, the Dhamma we know with other people. But the real one is, when other people are happy, are we able to be happy for them? Really? Am I having that ability? That is mudita. So an extension of mudita could be sharing good karmas. That is an extension. But the specific mudita is something bigger than that. Being able to be happy for others. Being able. Some people say, yes, I'm happy, but they are not able to be happy. Right? They might say, yes, I'm happy for you, but within their mind, they are not winning that challenge within them. So they are struggling a lot. Right? So having that ability within you is the real mudita. But as you said, those, let's say, you could say this, I'm going to give some food to poor people. Yes, I'm happy for you when you eat that. Even dana is also mudita in a way. Because you are happy for others. Right? And then even other things are also kind of mudita. But real mudita is being able to really happy with it. Right? That is a mental challenge. Now, for most of the time, a lot of people, they are losing their mudita with their same field friends. Those who have the same field of the job, let's say. Maybe they have the same selling products, right? Let's say you are doing the same thing. You are an actor, and actors, actresses, right? Wealthy people might be, even same circle people, some mostly clash, right? Right? Let's say there's a singer who is having a clash over another singer, but we don't have that problem. To us, both of them are okay. You are a singer, we don't care, but we enjoy both of you. But between them, there could be a clash. Okay, my crowd, my fans, right? Mostly this mudita issue, loss of mudita come from same field fans, probably same gender. From whatever the reasons they come up, but we should be able to practice mudita with us as a person. That is the real place to address the issue.
Thank you very much, Bhante.
Who was the enemy to the Buddha? Who was the enemy to the Buddha? Shakyamuni Buddha.
Devadatta.
Devadatta. Was he a lay person or a monk?
Yeah.
Same field, from the same field. It's a monk.
It's a monk.
It's a monk. See? And then you see some lay people also sometimes were not good with the Buddha. Who were they? They were the followers of either Devadatta from the Jains. Why there is a clash over the Jains? Because Jains also had their own tradition at that time. Other than that, there were no enemies to the Buddha. That means only when you have a connection to your own field, there is the enmity starts. There is the jealousy starts. Otherwise, we don't have issues with that. Okay, any other questions about today's session about 5 responsibilities you as a friend? Now, I want to address Kelvin's question. Now, here, you ask, what about uncles and aunts? Yes, we treat them as good friends. Actually, when we are good friends, we can easily deal with. Right? So, let's say for your aunt or uncle, you have generosity. You can think of different ways to deal with them. You might share it, good food, sweet food, sweet stuff, probably something that they like to eat, right? There are different ways, not even food. What about Payavad? Yes, they like to hear good words. And then, what about third one? Danina, Payavachena. Then, Attacharya, right? Yes, Attacharya, you are always wondering about whether you are okay today. Do you want to go for a shopping? I can do shopping for you, right? Don't need to go. I can do that for you because I'm going to shop for my family. So you are just concerned about your uncle and aunt. And what about then Samanata? You are worried about their happiness and happiness. And finally, you are very loyal and honest to them, very honest to them. They treat you like their own son, like their own daughter, right? That feeling. So that means this friends' responsibilities can be related to all the other people who are not mentioned as a particular responsibility, other than parents, children, teachers and students, spouses, employees and employees, and monks and monastics and devotees. So other than that, if you find there's somebody whose name is unmentioned, you can bring them to the presence. Now today, you are partially covering your northern direction. Any fear that will come from the northern direction will be subjugated, will be overcome, because you know these. But 50% of that fear will be gone. The rest of 50 will come next Friday. Sadhris, any questions for you from you? Questions? Are you clear?
I'm okay. I'm clear.
Okay, great, clear. Bella, to the point. Yeah, if there are no more, we'll take one more minute, otherwise we're gonna put the transfer somewhere else. Okay, so let's go to the transfer of some merits. May all the good karmas which we've been accumulating in all these ways be transferred to all the departed relatives who passed away in the name of all of us. If they were reborn in a painful state of life, may they be able to be reborn in a better place. If they were already reborn in a better place, may they be able to receive all these good karmas and practice more dharma, and finally attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu. Idammi ñāti nang hontu sukita hontu ñāteyo. Idammi ñāti nang hontu sukita hontu ñāteyo. Idammi ñāti nang hontu sukita hontu ñāteyo. May all good karmas be shared by all the devas, nagas, and because may they be well and happy. May they also protect and bless all of you, our friends here who joined today, who could not join, and your family members, everybody, reverend monks. May all you be protected for all the good things, good health, quality of life, prosperity, and all the good wishes. And finally, may all the devas, nagas, and devas also attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu. Ittavatacha ammehi sambitang punya sampadang sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Ittavatacha ammehi sambitang punya sampadang sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Ittavatacha ammehi sambitang punya sampadang sabbe sattha anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Akasattha ca bhummatta devanaga mahintutha Punyantang anumoditva chiran rakkhantu lokasasana. Akasattha cha bhummattha devanaga mahittika. Punyantang anumoditva chiran rakkhantu desana. Akasattha cha bhummattha devanaga mahittika. Punyantang anumoditva chiran rakkhantu mang paranti. Tupang sadati. Also, may we be in the company of the noble friends, Kalyana Mitras, and not with the partners, friends, till we attain the path. Let's make it a wish in first. Imina punya kammena mami bala samagamo satang samagamo yava nibbana patintiya. Finally, may all the good karmas which we have accumulated in all these ways be supportive and helpful for all of us to attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. I'm going to bless you for the more stanzas. Please receive the blessings. Abhivadana siddhisse nityang vaddha pachayino chattaro dhamma vaddhanti ayuvanno sukham balang ayurarogya sampatti sagga sampatti vache ato nibbana sampatti iminati saminjati. Sadhu, sadhu. That's the end of our session today. This is gonna be session of day 44. So see you next Friday for the rest of the responsibility, especially from the colleagues, other friends towards you. So don't just be complicated, because here one friend to other friends, so that friend to you, right? So it's like always vice versa. For the sake of easy understanding, we were given as colleagues. Now you understand your other person who is doing that, these apply to other friends. Now other friends are supposed to do these things too. It's always like that. Okay, so I hope you have a good night and happy weekend too. And